Good morning. I'm Jocelyn Greenky with GCA Studios, and today we're going to talk about some amazing terms that everyone needs to know, but who better to talk about communication terms than the expert herself, Jane Hanson, who spent over 30 years at NBC New York and now is a communication expert and coach.
That's it. Sure
That's
did.
it.
I can't be that old.
I know. I can't believe I've been working 30 years myself. It's quite astounding how the time flies.
It does. It does indeed. So I know we're going to talk about some of the terms. Really, I think one of the things to focus on is so many people want to do videos these days. And I think there's just some quick little terms that we've used in the television business forever and ever and ever that really apply to if you're going to be doing videos using whatever means you're going to use to make them and then, put them on your website or YouTube or social media or wherever you're going to put them.
Right. I know that I've worked in so many different industries in publishing and television and radio, digital, real estate. So many different niche professions have their own terminology, their own, definitions and how they use a different word all the time. And if I had known what I know now, then I would have saved myself a whole lot of time. I would have been up to speed a lot sooner, and I would have been able to communicate more efficiently with those professionals who were expecting me to know this in the first place.
Yes.
So the goal here is not just to get people to know what they're doing in front of the camera, but if you're working behind the scenes as a profession, and either you're going back to work in a new profession, you're switching, or you're even starting out, this is really critical of all of the definitions. So first for today, obviously we're talking about TV and video, and then moving forward, I'm gonna, definitely attack different niches as we go. So I always hear about this terminology, sizzle reel. What is that?
Well, a sizzle reel is really the way that you put together pieces of video to then present to the world. In television, for example, we put together sizzle reels of our work that we then would send out to news directors, show producers, that sort of thing, to be able to give them an example of what we do. And a sizzle reel is really meant to show how you sizzle. So you want to make it short and sweet. You don't want to make it, you don't want to put everything on it, but you want to get an attempt to pick out your very best stuff. 10 seconds of maybe you standing in some location speaking on camera, maybe a little bit of an interview that you've done, maybe some way that made a presentation that you've made, maybe it's showing off your messaging. Whatever it is, you want to take the best of the best and then you put it into, it's not really a reel anymore because that really would go back to film.
Right.
But that's still the term that's used. And a lot of the terms are a little antiquated and you sometimes wonder, wait a minute, where'd you get that from? But bottom line is that all it really is you having some kind of a video product to show you at your best.
Okay, so I produced a sizzle reel, and it was a 2 or 3 minute reel, if you will, back to the film, but it's really just on camera and explaining what my philosophy is. That could be too, and cut in with different TV appearances if you want to be in front of the camera.
Right.
So you want to be behind the camera, you want to be a director or producer. Do you still have to have a sizzle reel?
Yes, because that will show off your work of what you've done. For example, let's say you've produced segments for certain shows. You want to put snippets of those segments on a sizzle reel. You want to put anything that you can take credit for that shows off you at your best. You don't want to put stuff on there that maybe wasn't so good, because that's defeating the purpose. It's really showing yourself off, showing your work. And in today's world, it's really important if you want to be on let's say you want to be on some sort of a talk show someplace, or you want to make an appearance maybe as a speaker at something.
Right.
People want to know what you look like, how you sound, how effective you communicate. And if you don't have that, they're going to go online looking for it, and they might find things there that you don't want them to see. So it's in your hands.
So the best thing also is that you can produce this on a Zoom video like this or with your own camera, and then use those tools to create something that is of a 2-minute piece, correct?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to fly through some other, pieces. I know that the sizzle reel is really important, and of course can always contact you at
Mhm.
janehanson.tv@icloud.com to get more information. What's a green screen?
Well, I'm sure you've seen, big example, weathercasters. They're not physically standing in front of a map. They're standing in front of a green screen.
Literally
And
green, literally
yeah,
green.
it's literally green. And then projected behind them will be the maps and all kinds of graphics and all kinds of fun things. Green screens are really a way of, I use them all the time when I'm helping clients create videos, because we're not sure what we want to put behind them. So if we've got a green screen, then we can insert all kinds of video, which means that you don't really want to wear the color green, or at least it's kind of a bright green. I'm actually thinking it's almost the green that's like the green on the video camera on this laptop that I'm looking at right now.
Right.
It's that color of green. And if you wear it, you will become invisible.
So the other thing is that those are not expensive, by the way, everyone. You can go onto Amazon and get a green screen for $50 and have it and be able to roll it up, and you literally put it behind you with two poles. You can tack it on a wall, and you can start in on your own sizzle reel.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, moving on. What is a wrap? It's a wrap. What is that?
Just wrap.
Yeah. Oh, the sound. Okay.
Just like you're going to do to me in a little bit.
That's right.
Just think about it as if somebody gives you this kind of a signal, it means
Right.
you got to wrap it up.
So how many seconds left is in a wrap?
It depends. I mean, sometimes if it's not a finite amount of time, they'll just say, you've made the point, let's move on, or it's getting too long, or something like that. If you're working on a broadcast where your segment is only a certain period of time, if they do this, it means make your last point, get ready because it's coming. Usually a wrap comes, if it's a longer segment, within a minute of the ending. Sometimes it's 30 seconds, and then you'll start to get real cues like 10, 9,
Right.
8. They'll start giving you physically hand cues if it's completely finite.
Okay, last one, and then we're going to come back to this again, but B-roll.
B-roll. Well, that actually, again, refers back to an old film term. So B-roll there used to be two reels, and one would be the sound, and the other would be the pictures that would go over the sound or would go over the narration. So if it said B-roll, then it would mean that they knew that the video part of a piece was going to be from that second reel. Well, obviously, this is another one of those antiquated terms, but we still use it.
Right.
So B-roll really means video that's going to go. Let's say that as you and I are talking, you want to show video of somebody's sizzle reel. That would be the B-roll. When you're watching a television news piece, when you see the video that comes over the top of someone's narration, that's B-roll. We still use it all the time, even though if you're wondering, I mean, a lot of people go, where did that come from? I don't get why it's called B-roll. So that's it.
Okay, and now I'm going to do the wrap.
Okay, good. I got it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we will come back. I'm Jocelyn Greenky with GCA Studios, and more on definitions at a later time. Thanks, Jane.
You're welcome. Thank you.